Get anything on you?
Stay with him. I'm at my house.
Okay, I don't know. I'm asking you. Gotta ask you. Who was in the car?
This is my car. She took my car.
Who is she to you?
We'll just be right here. My child mother.
Oh, okay. All right.
The victim reported sustaining minor injuries, including visible bruising to her left arm at the time the report was made, and she sought medical attention.
3 serious charges like that, I mean, felony charges, you're obviously potentially looking at prison time and years in prison. And this is something that GervontaDavis is now going to have to deal with. As
reports claim Gervonta "TankDavis" is under intense scrutiny after the FBI allegedly released body cam footage of his arrest, sparking widespread speculation online.
Where did she live? I don't know how that address.
Recently, the police in Miami Gardens, Florida, have obtained a judge-signed arrest warrant for Davis in connection with an alleged domestic violence incident that took place in October 2025.
At approximately 2:15 p.m., the victim entered the Miami Gardens Police Department accompanied by her attorney to report an incident that occurred on October 27, 2025. At the time of the incident, the victim was employed at a local gentleman's club located within the city of Miami Gardens. According to the victim's statement, at approximately 4:15 a.m. while working, she was approached by Mr. Davis. The victim was approached by Mr. Davis. The victim reported that Mr. Davis grabbed her by her back of her head, pulling her by her hair with one hand and by her throat with the other. He forcefully escorted her down a stairway and toward the parking garage while maintaining his grip on the back of her head. Upon reaching the parking garage, the victim reported that Mr. Davis released her, at which point she was able to run towards her coworkers for safety. The victim reported sustaining minor injuries, including visible bruising to her left arm at the time the report was made.
The woman who reported the incident is identified in court filings as Davis's ex-girlfriend, Courtney Rosal. Police said she had been in a relationship with Davis previously and that the alleged incident occurred about 1 month after their split.
The victim further reported that she has known Mr. Davis since 2022 and they were previously involved in an intimate relationship for approximately 5 months, which ended about a month prior to the incident. She stated she had blocked all forms of communication with Mr. Davis after the relationship ended. During the course of the investigation, lead detective Gary Florencio obtained and reviewed video surveillance footage that corroborates key elements of the victim's statement. As a result of the diligent and hard work of our Special Victims Unit, an arrest warrant has been issued for Gervonta Bryant Davis on the following charges: battery, false imprisonment, and attempted kidnapping. The investigation determined that Mr. Davis used force to restrain and attempt to remove the victim from the location against her will. The victim was only able to escape when Mr. Davis released his...
Apparently, Tank has not turned himself in yet, and Miami Gardens police are actively working to locate and arrest Davis.
Annalise Eric, the U.S. Marshals Fugitive Task Force and Miami Gardens police are currently searching for Gervonta TankDavis, the professional boxer who has a history of domestic violence charges. In this latest case, he has not yet turned himself in to authorities. Now, at last update, Davis is still not in custody. Local 10 did reach out to attorneys representing Davis to find out if or when he plans to turn himself in. So far, we've not...
This isn't the first time Davis has faced assault or domestic violence-related allegations during his career, and his legal troubles have steadily followed him for years.
One of the most exciting and ferocious fighters in the world, bar none, just period, full stop. But there's always something like this that Gervonta is seemingly dealing with. I mean, he's 30-0-1. He had 1 draw against Lamont Roach. He's got 28 knockouts. I mean, he virtually knocks out, just spark out cold everyone he fights, but he's got these things that happen to him, and it's already cost him in a massive way financially. The Jake Paul-Anthony Joshua fight was not ever supposed to happen. That was obviously, like Lucas said, supposed to be Tank. But Jake has to pull out because he gets accused of these really horrible things. And now it just got a whole lot more serious because, look, you could argue Gervonta can afford to lose the money. He's done tremendously well for himself. But when you're talking about 3 serious charges like that, I mean, felony charges, you're obviously potentially looking at prison time and years in prison. And this is something that GervontaDavis is now going to have to deal with as the U.S. Marshals, like Lucas also said, on his heels, trying to track him down, trying to throw those cuffs on.
Davis's legal history goes back nearly a decade. In 2017, he was charged with first-degree aggression after allegedly raising his hands on a friend. However, this is the same case that led to the cancellation of his scheduled fight with Jake Paul because the civil lawsuit and allegations surfaced before the bout.
Seen him in a domestic violence situation. He's been arrested multiple times in the past, and now he's got new problems because the 26-year-old has been hit with 14...
In an appearance on the Last Stand podcast with Brian Custer, Davis opened up about his emotions, giving fans a rare look at the man behind the fierce persona.
I wish that people knew about Gervonta TankDavis that maybe they don't understand.
I'm funny. I'm fun to be around. I'm human. I'm not somebody that's feel as though that's like, when I say bougie or stuck up or anything like that. I feel as though a lot of people see that they go off my my boxing, how I am in a ring, and they use that as of
How they make judgment on you.
Yeah, how they make judgment on me. I feel as though that I'm much more of a person than just a boxer. You know what I mean? I feel as though I'm not somebody that's just mean or stuck up 24/7.
Yeah.
Like, that's just me in the ring.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Davis has previously acknowledged his struggles with controlling his anger and has publicly apologized for past incidents. In interviews and statements following earlier legal troubles, he admitted that his actions were wrong and expressed regret for the harm caused to others. Davis emphasized that he is actively working on himself by attending anger management classes, aiming to better handle conflicts and emotions both inside and outside the ring. He has said that boxing has always been his outlet, but he recognizes the need for professional guidance to prevent personal issues from escalating into legal problems.
Car, get into a Camaro and flee from the crash scene, which is illegal. That's a hit and run. You're not allowed to do that. Meanwhile, the 4 people in the car that was hit in the accident, like I said, were all hospitalized for their injuries. So there was an investigation that's been going on because this incident went down in November 5th, just days after Gervonta's big knockout victory over Leo Santa Cruz, a sensational performance by GervontaDavis. So officials have been investigating. They say they have video, they have witnesses, and they have hit him with 14 criminal charges, including hit and run, including driving on a suspended license, and several more. And if convicted on all counts, this is the important part, he could go to prison for more than 7 years. GervontaDavis, 26 years old, in the prime of his career, could go to prison for 7 years for this. This is a big deal, guys.
Yeah, this is a big deal, and all I think about is the fact that he's constantly been getting in trouble, and so sometimes these things catch up with you. Fleeing a site, I mean, with your actual car there, I don't know how he thought he was going to get away with that because the car's still there. But just for people that are, when there's smoke, there's fire. And as you said, he's had so many different instances. So you kind of figured at a certain point things would catch up with him.
Yeah, look, these are very serious charges. I feel bad that the people got hurt. Ultimately, and this is just a prediction here, I think that GervontaDavis, he just has so much money behind him and so much money he could...
Miami Gardens police have confirmed that they are actively working with the U.S. Marshals Fugitive Task Force to locate Davis following the issuance of an arrest warrant. The collaboration with federal authorities highlights the seriousness of the case and the urgency to apprehend Davis, who is considered a fugitive until he surrenders or is taken into custody. Police have stated that the warrant was obtained after reviewing surveillance footage, witness statements, and medical reports, which they say corroborate the alleged victim's account. The involvement of the U.S. Marshals allows law enforcement to extend their reach beyond local jurisdictions, using nationwide resources to track his whereabouts.
They are working now with the U.S. Marshals Fugitive Task Force to locate and arrest GervontaDavis. This doesn't just happen automatically. When someone has an active warrant and law enforcement believes they may be difficult to locate, avoiding contact, or capable of crossing jurisdictions, U.S. Marshals are often brought in. For you guys wondering, what exactly do the U.S. Marshals do? I got you. They are the oldest federal law enforcement agency in the country, operating under the Department of Justice, and they specialize in the following: tracking and arresting fugitives, assisting with high-profile warrants, running joint task forces with local police, protecting federal courts and judges. So when the marshals get involved, it's not like some small thing. It signals that authorities are treating the situation with a...
The most recent legal issue involving Tank actually resulted in his arrest prior to this latest warrant. Actor and martial artist Michael J. White weighed in on Davis's previous arrest, which stemmed from an alleged altercation with his ex-girlfriend over personal issues, including reported tensions around their son's sexuality. White expressed surprise and disappointment that a professional fighter with so much discipline and training could be involved in such a serious incident, emphasizing that violence against women is never acceptable and that fame or athletic skill doesn't justify harmful behavior. He used the situation to highlight how actions off the field can damage a person's reputation and legacy, comparing it to other high-profile celebrity controversies. White stressed that athletes and public figures carry extra responsibility and that situations like this serve as a reminder that accountability matters both legally and in the court of public opinion.
Well,
that's some weird shit right there.
For, allegedly beating up the mother of 2 of his kids. So I guess this happened on Father's Day outside of her home. A verbal dispute happened. I guess what she said is that Gervonta was upset over personal matters and Gervonta having insecurities about the sexuality of their son. So I guess maybe their son might be gay or something of that sort. He showed up to pick up the kids. The argument escalated. And then after Gervonta put the kids in the car, she alleges that Gervonta punched her in the rear of her head with a closed fist and slapped her in the face. Also, they suggested there had been approximately 10 undocumented physical altercations between the 2 of them. He got arrested and he's out on...
Davis was released from custody after posting bond, reportedly set at $10,000. What drew extra attention at that time was the way he was escorted out of jail. Corrections officers walked with him as he bonded out, keeping reporters at a distance, which led some outlets to question whether he received unusual or preferential treatment compared with how other defendants are typically released. While authorities did not officially confirm special privileges, the scene sparked debate about how high-profile figures are handled by law enforcement during bond releases. Being out on bond allowed Tank to remain free pending legal proceedings, but it did not lessen the seriousness of the allegations or the ongoing legal scrutiny he faces.